Last year, I hired a web developer together with myself and spent 4 months building my website, thecrazykoala.com. I shut it down 2 months ago. It failed. In the first half of the video, I'm going to talk about what I've learned from my personal failure so that you can avoid going down the same path as me. I don't want to just talk about failure and you have nothing to walk away with. So in the second half of the video, I'm going to highlight some of the actionable items for you and me to take to succeed together in the future. Oprah Winfrey once said, "Failure is another stepping stone to greatness." Failing a website is just a small example of failure. I was so excited to start this website to host contents on 2 books that I published about my world journeys, and I really spent hundreds of hours building it. But the initial excitement subsided after seeing slow traction, and it quickly became low on my priority list. And the efforts and results both snowball downhill further as time goes on. So there are 2 things I learned from this process. Firstly, maintain the same passion and energy. You need the initial passion to start something, but the hardest part is really to keep the same level of energy and passion going. Since we only have 24 hours per day, our time and energy are limited. If you don't keep the same energy going after seeing some obstacles, it will quickly become lower priority. The project will left unfinished and things will quickly fall apart. Not only work, but many things in our life are the same. Let's take human relationship as an example. When we first meet someone, we have so much passion and curiosity to get to know the person. But if you lost the interest, you will deprioritize your time on meeting that person, and the relationship will gradually fade out. Myself is an example. Once I lost the initial interest and I got other work picking up, I deprioritized the website to eventually shutting down. Though I failed, I still hope you show some support, give this video a thumb up and subscribe to my channel. Secondly, develop stamina and dedication to complete it until the end. Giving up is the only sure way to fail. Gina Showalter. Anything, no matter what you do, if you want to make it work, it's an ongoing effort like a marathon instead of a sprint. I ran a few marathon races in the past few years. What I learned from running a marathon is that after a certain point, it just felt like not a physical challenge anymore. Even the most athletic person would feel tired after running a few miles. So what really keeps the runner going is the mind. In the end, a marathon is just a mental challenge. It's the stamina that makes you keep going and eventually reach the finish line. It also reminds me of how startups can succeed and how I advised successful startups. Many startup founders start with a lot of passion as if they have Red Bull injected into their bodies. But as more and more obstacles occur in their journeys, maybe they run into more technical problems or they can't raise funds from investors. They become very frustrated and burned out. Then the once exciting startup becomes really nothing different from a 9-to-5 job. And this eventually leads to the downfall and the failure of the startup. Our greatest glory is not in never failing, but in raising every time we fail. Confucius. All of us have failures in our life, big or small. So what are some of the actionable items that we can take to produce a more meaningful result next time? Well, firstly, it requires confidence and faith. Do you believe you can make it work? Would you do whatever it takes to make it work if you face any obstacle? A lot of people lack faith and have doubts about themselves and the idea. Can I make this work? Am I capable? Am I going to waste my time on this person or the project? People who want to make it work would do whatever it takes to make it work without doubting themselves or the ideas. Secondly is to focus. Many things, in order to achieve a meaningful result, it requires tremendous amount of attention and dedication. So we should focus our time and energy on just a few things that are important to our life and stop doing things that are not worth our attention, really to reprioritize our energy and efforts. Another way to do this is to practice minimalism, because the essence of minimalism is all about the attitude of directing our energy towards just a few most important things in our life. Once you're more dedicated to one thing, you have higher chances to make that one thing work. Well, of course, I'm not saying that you can multitask and do many things at a time, but ask yourself, if you're doing many things, how much time you can commit to each of the things that you're doing. The third actionable item is to acknowledge our failures and reflect on them. Samuel Beckett said, "Try again, fail better." Failure is not necessarily a bad thing, but our society today puts a lot of pressure on people who fail. They make fun of our mistakes, our failures, and say the person is stupid. The more we let the society pressure us, the harder we can get better. In my personal example, though my website failed, I learned a lot about technical aspects of the web development and learned to navigate the interface and how to communicate with the web developer better. I will make sure that the bar is actually aligned on different. Thank you. And I also learned about how to do social media marketing on my own website, which I had never done before. So the most important thing is we should learn from our failures and continue to create and build, no matter if it's work-related or human relationship, so the next time we do it again will be much better. Wasting 4 months of time on my website is very frustrating. But what I want to focus on is really to learn from my experiences and channel my limited time and energy towards things that I really care about and decluttering things and people that are not worth my time. Tell me one of your failures in your life and what you learned. Did you eventually make it work? I regularly coach people to help them make better decisions in life by not going through the same thing that I personally have gone through. If I can help you in any way, join my coaching at kikisuccess.com. I'll leave a few links and resources for you to check out in the description box below, and look forward to hearing from you at the comment section. Bye bye.